Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Maury, and this is my podcast, Still Green. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about my relapse story and how that kind of happened. And honestly, I don't think that it's very much different from a lot of other people's relapse stories. Like, hey, I picked something up and I drank, right? Like, so that's basically, in a nutshell, it. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. No, I'm kidding. But I think that for a lot of us who have relapsed or have ended up in any sort of situation that goes against our long-term goals, I look at it like I was hit by Murphy's Law. And anybody who doesn't know Murphy's Law, any that means that anything that can go wrong will go wrong, is basically what Murphy's Law is. Everybody at one point or another is visited by Murphy's Law, and it just kind of it gets the best of us sometimes. But in reality, I think what it was there was a lot of things going on in life at that time. There was relationship issues that I was dealing with at the time. There was some financial, not real issues, but like things just weren't looking the way I wanted them to look for a while. And family wasn't 100% there, not truly through any of their fault. Everybody just had their own thing going on at the time. And I didn't reach out to the people that I knew I could reach out to, like the people in the fellowship, and other people who I just kind of know that would be good resources, like, for example, my church family. I didn't reach out to them. And when I say church family, I'm talking about the parishioners as well as the staff, because I have a pretty decent relationship with them. I think my relationship would be that of if I needed to talk about something detrimental like this, that they would listen. And I didn't do any of that. And so I isolated myself. And anybody who is in addiction of any type understands that isolation is the worst thing that you can do when you're addicted to substance of any kind. And the addiction almost wants you to do that because when you're isolated and you're not talking to anybody, then your mind starts to go. And so, you know, right before I drank, I would say, honestly speaking, I knew I was going to drink like 2 days before I did, because I started to really fantasize about drinking again. And it didn't feel good to fantasize about those things. But at the same time, I said, fuck it, my life is in a position where I'm not happy and I'm gonna have a drink tonight. 2 days later, I had a drink, but I couldn't do it normally, right? Like I couldn't just get up and just go have a good time. I had to create an issue to make myself feel better about doing it. So I started an argument, stormed out of the house, had a drink, and that first drink, oh my God, it felt horrible. Like things, my esophagus was burning. I didn't like it at first, and I was happy about that. I was like, thank God I didn't like it. I'll never ever drink again. And then the next week I drank, and now I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, this could be a weekend thing and you'll be fine. Just drink every now and then. And I'm gonna tell you, it's true what they say when they say your tolerance level doesn't change, because I would have thought that, especially the first drink, you drink, and because I haven't had a drink in a year and 7 months, that I get fucked up real quick. But that was not the case. I had a drink almost twice as much as I normally did before to feel anything. And so that ramped up very, very quickly. You could only imagine the tolerance that came behind that. Ramped up really quickly. And I ended up feeling like shit for a while afterwards, and I just hated the fact that I did it, but I couldn't stop. Now I'm in the cycle of addiction again. And I'm waking up with my first hangover in a year and 7 months. Felt horrible. It's like, what the fuck are you even doing to yourself, right? Like, I was so fucking mad about it, dude. But I couldn't stop. And I kept on going. And as I started to realize that it was a problem again and starting to wean myself back out of that addiction, it's harder at that point because it like tugs you back in. And that's when real prayer comes in. I think that's when real introspectiveness, if that's even a word, is needed because I needed to get to the root of why I was acting this way, why I was feeling this way, why I wanted to continue to drink. And that's where I would say the story kind of started to change and flip because relapse, as horrible as it could be, and as much as some people don't make it back in, some people end up in their addiction even deeper, longer, or even death. If you can be introspective in that relapse moment, I think it's beneficial because now we're not suffering. Now I'm not suffering. Now I'm getting feedback and I'm understanding how it is that I want to drink, what my triggers are, how it's not truly beneficial to me and to anybody around me and to my job and to my future and all the things that I want to accomplish. And I think that that's beauty in relapse, and being around the right people during that time is crucial because not to say that the world will see it my way, but if I was around people who would just berate me the entire time, I think I'd find more of a reason to drink. Like I said before, when I relapsed, I found a reason to be irritated, to storm out, and to drink, and to do my thing. But having a support system who is even just neutral about things, like you don't even have to be like like a cheerleader or anything, just like neutral, helped. And I have a lot of that. And it gave me an opportunity to really figure out my quirks, my kinks, my triggers, my reasons why I was drinking. And as much as it sucks to leave that and to have to go back to day one again, day two, day three, whatever, I think you come back stronger. And I think you come back stronger, and that's basically it in a short. I'll add a little more to it later, but that's basically the story. And just to add the last little piece of the accountability pie here, I am now on day 2, completely sober. So that gives you an idea of why my podcast is called Still Green. Part of the reason why it's called Still Green is because I think at the end of the day, there's always going to be something, especially in the wheelhouse of addiction, that you're always going to be learning about yourself and others. And also because I'm still green, like I'm starting over again. And I'm hopeful, and I think that it's going to be a good thing. And I'm going to continue to make these videos that will hold myself accountable, whether the camera is as good as yesterday or as horrible as now. I don't care. So this is day 2, and I feel okay right now. But again, when triggers come and stress visits and Murphy's Law wants to hang out for a little bit, I know what I'm doing. I know who I'm reaching out to and what that plan looks like. And I think it's really important. Again, one of the things that I said was great about the sobriety or the relapse thing is it helps you to realize where you were weak so that you can bridge those gaps and be stronger moving forward. So that's having plans, it's having people, it's having escape strategies, knowing where you belong, knowing where you don't belong, knowing what boundaries are. Like all of those things come together for the benefit of sobriety, but it also comes together for the benefit of just general human growth. So that's where we're at for today. And I'll talk to you later.